other people. I guess we got 88. We're losing subscriptions today. We got 88 other people that I'm, coaching with. So like, you have to reach out to me and ask me those questions. You have to reach out to me and give me the information, what you have, what you're holding, how much of it you're holding, and say, what is my strategy? What should I be doing? And I'm not going to say, this is what you need to do this. Okay. I'm going to tell you what I think, because legally that's all I can do. Is I'm going to tell you, I think this would be a good idea. And you got to read between the lines. Okay. But you get out of it what you put into it.
Yep. And yeah, that's actually a really good answer, because it does depend on, what you're holding, how much you're holding. And, some people might, like, you can't just give a percentage base, because, if somebody were to ask me that, it's like, I've made sure to stack up as much as possible when it was down, so that way I can take some out and leave a decent amount in. But that's also not sometimes the case for everybody. So
Yeah.
it's not a straightforward answer.
And let me tell you right now, if any creator gives you advice with no input from you and just gives you a blanket,
Yeah.
here's the blanket thing that everyone should do, don't follow them. Okay, not a financial advice or anything, but that is wrong. Okay, that is so wrong, because like, we had who was it? Nadi, I think, was on here, and she was like, "Oh, you need to make sure you're diversifying." And I was like, "Hold on, wait a minute, okay? Everyone's situation is different. We've got a lot of people that got $100 in here, okay? And most of the people that are subscribing to me, they're like, I got $100, $500, $1,000, and they're holding 100 different projects, okay? No, everyone's situation is different. It's very important as creators that we're very clear with people that we cannot just blanket a solution onto everybody and it's going to work for everybody. You need to find a strategy that works for you. And there's only two things you need to become a profitable trader, okay? One is a strategy that you can find for you that works and is consistently profitable. It's never going to be 100%, but if you can be 75% profitable, you're doing well. And most people, I give you a solution where you're about 85 to 90% profitable. All right. So that's the first thing you need, is the strategy. The second is you got to get control of your emotions. You got to have your strategy and stick to it. That's how you become a successful trader. And that's what I go over with the coaching is we work on FOMO control and patience and all those things, okay? And we work on getting you a strategy specific for you.
Yep.
All right, chat. What do you think is going to be the biggest face melting coin this season? Let's say we have an alt season, okay? What's going to be the face melter? Because I thought it was going to be XRP. I thought it was. Now I'm not so sure because of what we learned. Guinea Marie said Pepe. Yes, that's what I think. I think Pepe is going to be a face melter. It's a meme coin, but man, everybody's talking about it. It's been like the biggest thing this year. Maybe Fart Coin, but I think Fart Coin's a bit high right now, and there's not enough liquidity to really cash out on it. So I feel like Pepe is actually going to be that one. So Guinea Marie, good for you. That's because Guinea Marie's been listening to my coaching, so she already knew what I was going to say.
Yeah, I'd have a very biased response to that.
What do you think?
But I I want to say XRP, but that's also not the only thing I hold. Um, I'm looking at ADA a lot, and I think it's
Cardano.
super undervalued. And I think that once they connect it with Bitcoin to potentially make it faster, Bitcoin really starts to run. I think potentially ADA could go back to its all-time highs, maybe a little bit higher. So I've been buying ADA really recently. Might not be the largest runner, but I think versus what it's at right now and the potential that it has, I think it could be very good returns. It's also in the top coins, so that's my second one that I'm looking at.
So if I wasn't thinking meme coins, so I'm thinking altcoin right now. So Pepe will
Yeah,
run when we go into alt or into meme coin season, which it
yeah,
follows altcoin. So
yeah.
I'm thinking altcoins here. I think Solana
Mm,
or Polygon, Solana or Polygon, and I'm worried that it's not going to be Polygon because it's
yeah,
kind of lost its steam.
yeah,
But Polygon offers staking. Does Solana offer staking? I'm not sure.
yeah.
So yeah, that's
I
why
think
I'm
it does.
thinking Solana. I really
And
do. And the whole meme coin, everything is running on Solana. Meme coins have been
yep.
like the talk of the town. Everybody wants to be in it. That's why I really feel like Solana is going to do something. If it's not XRP, I think the next runner up would be Sol.
And then, hey, maybe all of them get a good run, which is also a possibility.
Oh, for
But I think if
sure.
we were to say like Solana or Polygon, I'd have to go Solana because I mean, look at all these tools people are making. We have the Axiom platform, we have BullX, uh, all these different tools people are using because I mean, there's thousands of coins launching a day on the Solana network, right? Like it's absolutely absurd. I mean, what was it 3 months ago or back when XRP was at peak, like $3.30? Every single young kid was trading in the trenches because it was a trend on TikTok. I know everybody who looks at crypto, you saw that on your feed. Like it was the talk. People got rich, man.
I know now
And
they got
also a lot of
pump
people
fun.
lost money.
Dude,
Yep.
like people don't make money on meme coins, but they all want to play the game.
Yeah. It's crazy because so many people lost money, but everybody's still doing it. And I guarantee you, if Solana starts running again, the trenches are gonna fly. I mean, Trump
Oh
launched
yeah,
his coin, and
it took
I wouldn't
off
say rugged, but just like everybody else, I Solana is definitely a big contender here. And
for
I mean,
sure.
we could see some all-time highs for Solana.
Guinea Marie says, "Does alt season just happen? When do we prepare?" So there is an index. I'm gonna move you for a second because I'm gonna pull this up for them.
Yep.
Uh, so here is what's it on? It's on. I haven't been on there in forever. What's it called? Not the fear and greed index. It's the
The dominance charts.
yeah. Oh yeah, Bitcoin dominance. I should be talking about this more. I use this privately. I never use it on the chat. So go to
Yeah.
Coin Market Cap. All right. And you can look up Bitcoin dominance chart right here. This is the chart. Okay. And you have your fear and greed index right now, which is neutral, which is basically not a buy or a sell. When you're in fear, you want to buy. And when you're in greed, you want to sell. All right. In altcoin season, there's this little bar right here. It says CMC altcoin season index. Now, this is based off of Ethereum versus Bitcoin. Okay.
Yeah.
I think there's a possibility that one of these days that Ethereum is no longer the gauge. Ethereum
Yeah.
could fall out of its position, but currently, right now, alt season is compared to as between Bitcoin and Ethereum dominance. So right now, this little dot is here in the orange. So we have the orange, we have the yellow, we have the light blue, and the dark blue. When this dot starts moving over, and it's moved over and gotten pretty close to the middle, and then it just shot right back. So when this dot right here crosses over and starts heading this direction into the blue, that's when we're heading into altcoin season. And what happens is the money right now is massively flowing into Bitcoin. And the
Yeah.
reason why we were moving into altcoin season, and then all of a sudden, all these institutions started creating Bitcoin reserves and it just pumped more into Bitcoin. And that's why there's this question of, are we getting an altcoin season? Is Bitcoin ever going to pull back? It may not, because of strategic Bitcoin reserves. Not just the
Yeah.
US, but companies, states, governments all over the world are creating these Bitcoin strategic reserves where they're buying up Bitcoin and holding it. So now everybody else is buying up Bitcoin and holding it. So if
Yeah.
altcoin season starts because Bitcoin loses its dominance and starts to collapse, right? And all of the liquidity from Bitcoin flows into Ethereum and the altcoins at the same time. And that's where the
Yeah.
speculation of no alt season comes from, is because if the money does not leave Bitcoin, then it does not enter into the alts. And that's another
Yeah.
thing, is we have trillions of dollars right now sitting on the sidelines, right? Just waiting to hit the market. Okay. Where are they going to put that money? Is it going to go into Bitcoin or is it going to go into altcoins? Because if Bitcoin never loses its dominance and all everything gets, smoothed over, right? And tariffs are no longer a problem, and wars are being settled, and everyone's calming down, and inflation's calmed down, and interest rates have lowered. All that happens, and then all that money decides to move into Bitcoin. No alt season. It means it already happened. We had it in November to January, and then that was it. So that's the problem. That's what I keep saying here, is like, hey, there's a possibility that we're done. That it happened, we got it, and hopefully you got out January 29th like I did, okay? Hopefully you were watching the show that long. But if not, it could be done. Now, if for some reason this is a simul cycle, okay, where Bitcoin keeps rising up and altcoins are moving with it, which is what is happening, because a lot of people got into altcoins early because they're like, I don't want to jump into Bitcoin while it's high, because they don't know how high it's going to go. I'm going to get into altcoins early. And same with the trenches. Everybody got into meme coins. That's why meme coins have been so big this year, is everyone wanted to get into something low market cap, low coin supply where they can make a quick buck. So they all jumped into alts and meme coins early, hoping that
Yeah.
Bitcoin dominance would fall and they'd be ahead of the game. Well, now they may be SOL and miss the Bitcoin train. And what'll happen is the money that's in altcoins and in meme coins, and the money that, when the money from the sideline starts flowing into Bitcoin, everyone in altcoins and in meme coins will rush into Bitcoin and it will shoot it like crazy. That's why they're saying a 250K Bitcoin or higher. That's why they're saying 300K plus, because that is a possibility that Bitcoin never loses its dominance, no altcoin season, and Bitcoin is it. Now, what will create a crazy altcoin season after that, though, is if we get regulation and it's this Genius Act and they go after Tether, and people in Bitcoin realize that 90% of Bitcoin is backed by Tether, and for every $100 in Bitcoin is only backed by $1, that will create a massive sell-off, and that will create that mega cycle in altcoins. And that's what I'm wondering, but I don't think it happens this cycle. I think it happens next cycle. I think we need clear regulation and then investigation, and investigation takes even longer than creating legislation.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, look at the Bitcoin dominance. I honestly think that the dot could move even further into Bitcoin for a while too. Like we could still see a very large alt cycle, but for a couple months we might see that dot move even further to the Bitcoin side, which is what I'm betting on right now.
I
Because
am too.
everything right now is Bitcoin. It's Bitcoin, 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 Bitcoin. So that dot is most likely going to push even farther to Bitcoin, and then we're just going to have to see what happens from there. And the other scenario we talked about was that, hey, maybe we have a really large alt cycle along with Bitcoin going up, but it's only select altcoins. That could also be a possibility too.
Right.
And I I would honestly be more happy with that, to be honest,
It
because
would
everybody
be
should be.
it would be a
Yeah,
smaller alt season because the liquidity is more spread out. Certain coins such as XRP, Solana, and Chainlink and Hedera and all these other ones we've been talking about could potentially run with Bitcoin.
yeah.
And those top
And then
10 ISO projects will be the ones that take off with Bitcoin. But I'm telling you right now, I think if those trillions of dollars that are sidelined right now flow into Bitcoin, it ends it all. But if Bitcoin tops out, loses everything because of all the narratives and all the fear that's going on, and Bitcoin starts pulling back, there's a potential that those trillions flow into altcoins. So it's really 50-50 right now. And that's why I'm sidelined. I'm sidelined because I'm in that trillions of dollars of sidelined money in stable coins waiting to see where is it going to flow into so that I can make the right move, and so is everyone else.
yeah. I mean, the other thing that could also end up happening is that, we get a mega cycle and Bitcoin just keeps going up, doesn't go back down. But at the same time, investors are also splitting their capital and buying a lot of these, like you mentioned, ISO 2200 compliant coins. The top ones of them, obviously, because there's a lot of coins that claim they are, but, only really the top ones. And that could also be something that I could see for playing because so many people who are in the government are shilling, all these other coins. The Trump administration, it talks about Ethereum a lot, which I think is for personal gain. I'm going to be honest. And I'm also biased because I don't really like Ethereum. But
Me neither.
if they make Ethereum run, it's going to make the alts run. So we could see a scenario where Bitcoin pumps like crazy and good alts pump like crazy. And if that happens, that'd be super bullish. And we're just going to have to wait to see what they end up doing with that. But for right now, I think we might see the dot shift even harder to the Bitcoin side. And I
So
don't think that I'm wrong with that.
so Justin Drago says, so we're looking at years here. We're looking at either weeks or years.
Yeah.
It could go either way. And we have to be very vigilant and watch. And I would recommend that you follow the show and watch the show because we're going to be following all this. And we're not
Yeah.
biased to any one way or the other. We're open to the fact that it could go either way. And
Yeah.
I'm not wrong. You know, a lot of people have everything to lose by being wrong, so they're like leaning one way or leaning the other. I'm impartial, I'm unbiased. Whatever happens, you're going to know it by being here. You're going to know it first.
Yeah.
And then Guinea Marie says, in November, I doubled my money in Bitcoin and made a ton on XRP and Pepe. Why? Because I'm calling this the simul cycle or the unicycle. Everything is moving with Bitcoin. They're charting very similarly. When Bitcoin looks bearish, every other altcoin and meme coin looks bearish. And I would say that meme coins are the exception. They're trading opposite of the cycle. So when
Yeah.
Bitcoin's down, people are moving their money out of. When Bitcoin and altcoins are down, they're moving their money out of those projects into meme coins, and then once those run up, they're flipping it back into Bitcoin and altcoins. And it's just flip
Yeah.
flopping. That's why I'm calling it the unicycle, the simul cycle. Everything is simultaneously moving together, and Bitcoin is in the driver's seat. But really, I say Bitcoin is the navigator in the front seat and the news is the one driving, right now.
Yeah. But hey, keep this in mind, right? You just said meme coins. I'm honestly bullish on Solana for this reason because Solana can literally both pump as an alt, as a strong alt, while Bitcoin is pumping, and it can still pump if mass people are buying Solana to trade these meme coins. So Solana's actually in a really good position for this run, in my personal opinion.
Now you're starting to think like I do. Why do you think I picked Solana? Now you see
Yeah.
it. Exactly. Exactly. And Solana is quick and low
Yeah.
gas fees, just like XRP. And it doesn't
Although I will
have,
say Coinbase sold a little bit with they ruined a lot of people with the Solana's fast, but some of these exchanges can really, mess you up if you're not careful.
yeah. That's why I say I don't recommend Coinbase. It lags
Yeah.
whenever you need to make something happen.
Yes. Yep.
Let's see
But
here. Could altcoin season have happened in Q4 last year? Someone showed similar charts 2021 and 2024. That's exactly what I'm saying, Francesca, is it's a simul cycle, okay? Where we basically had our altcoin season started in like July of 2024 and it peaked in January. That's what I've been saying this entire show since I started the show in like January or February. I think it was. I started in January because I saw
yeah.
it happening and I was like, people need to know this. This is a major possibility and I need to save people's homes and 401ks and I got to do something. So that's why I started the show. Let's see here, because I'll tell you what, in January, every creator was preaching mega cycle. Everyone.
Yeah.
And it's a possibility, but we have to be open
Yeah.
to the idea of what is also happening at the same time and be aware of it. And I was probably the first creator to come out and say, hey, it's probably not going down like we hoped. And they all called
Yeah.
me a clown, and here we are under $2. Josh wanted to call me a clown a couple of weeks ago.
I mean, hey, really, the only thing I disagree on is XRP's potential in the short term.
I
Um,
I
I know
think
you
I
talk.
agree with you, but I think it's more long term. See, we're more aligned than you think.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah. But I mean, something I wanted to point out is I did some research, and David Schwartz even just recently said that XRP price would have to be higher to settle more large transactions. So we'll see. We'll
G
see what they
Money
do.
G Money says next year we'll see some regulation and pumps, but altcoin season is next year if we're lucky. And that's exactly what I was saying to you earlier, Josh, is if we continue in this cycle through into January, February of next year and continue to hold, I'm leaning
Yeah.
towards that face melting mega cycle because Bitcoin will have had its time to run, and all the altcoins still held, and then it'll lose its dominance and boom.
So that would be actually probably that scenario would make me really happy if we can let Bitcoin run, get its adoption, but everything else holds, and then all that money starts flowing into alts. That would be super bullish, man.
Right. And I'm hoping because that's more time to accumulate. That means every
Yes.
month
Yep.
you got a few more $100 to throw in there.
Yep.
If
Every single time the
if
market dumps 10-8%.
yeah, that's only if it comes to
Yep.
pass. So don't, mortgage your house for it. But
No.
if you can afford to lose it, it's definitely a good roll. The odds are stacked against you, but they're also good odds,
Yeah.
you know?
And I mean, look, if we look at the charts, XRP ran up. What was it, September last year, August, September? I remember that it was running up. And look, it's held up very strong for months on end now.
Yeah, it's just
So if
consolidating. It's
yeah,
consolidating
so
at the $2 zone.
if we can hold out like let's say we pump a little bit higher, right? Um this August, September, because that's usually what happens. And then we have a little bit of a pullback again, and we hold out like what you just said. We hold while Bitcoin does its thing. And then what are you looking at like quarter wise of 2026? Are you thinking more like quarter one to quarter two, or more in the middle or towards the end?
Um, I think it just Bitcoin keeps going until July. And then the second half of next year is face melting, craziest altcoin season you've ever seen in your life. Obviously, it won't be as big as like what Bitcoin did because it's more spread out, but you will see those all-time highs on
Yeah.
lots of projects. I would say top 50. If
Yeah.
we don't see it, you're going to see top 10 or under, and Bitcoin will remain dominant.
Yeah. And I mean, the current administration has a huge incentive to have what you just said play out. Speculative, but if they can pull that off, it's a really good look for them. And, I'm just saying,
And that's why I think they're holding off on the no tax on cryptos to keep
yeah,
the price up. It all makes sense. That's why I said it's not happening this year. Okay, that everyone gets me wrong. They think that they're not getting it broke down to them like we're doing now. Finally, this is well needed to be done. Okay, and I thank you for coming on the show because this was needed. Um, it's not happening yet, but eventually something big is going to happen. And I think once everyone is tucked into sleep and they all think no more alt season, it's over, Bitcoin's uh, going to remain dominant, and they'll say, see
yeah,
you in 4 years, and it's all over. And people start pulling their money out of their alts or whatever and saying, I'm done. That's when it's going to happen. And no
yeah,
one's going to be prepared for it. And then all that money's going to come when it starts happening. It's all going to come flushing in all at the same time with everything else. Like it'll be spectacular.
yeah. And that's usually how these crypto markets work. Looking back at all the last cycles, it's always when people think it's over is when the market makers flip it, and we start reversing the other way. So are we looking more like, I don't want to be too speculative, but that would be more timelines like September, so November, September, so yeah, October towards November potentially.
And look, Neo said it right here. If you're self-employed, your spouse to pay eliminated quarterly tax withholding, especially if you're in profit. Wait, oh, I read that wrong. Never, that's not what we were talking about. But I get what you're saying, Neo.
So are you talking about November 2025, or are you talking all the way November 2026?
2026.
Interesting. So,
A
but
super
there is going to be
cycle isn't
some
going
of
to
a,
happen in 1 year. It could literally, this could become an annual thing. If we're moving
mhm,
towards adoption, what's going to happen is, first of all, they don't want all these 18-year-old kids like you and normie people getting super fucking rich off this, right? They don't want that.
yeah,
They can't have all that new money. They're gonna push a narrative, tuck everyone into sleep, and then the big money is gonna move in at a smart money position into all those alts. And then all the
so
Bitcoin holders are going to move into those alts at the same time. And then it's going to set off a crazy alt season. And it's going to, in order to have this super cycle you're talking about, it can't just happen in 4 quarters. It
so
takes
are you thinking
longer.
more like, what was I gonna say? I guess I'm leaning more towards, so we obviously there's going to be a bit of a push though soon here over August and September because of the whole narrative. People are going to be buying these alts, especially top tens.
Right. Because they're
Are
going to
you
be
thinking,
hoping and expecting
yeah,
for something in
so
September, and they'll get something lackluster. It'll get a little
so
bit,
in,
and that'll be it.
when we were talking about the alts holding, are you talking about holding at the current levels they're at now? So are you talking about, a short-term pump and then they fall back to there, or are they going to hold after that short-term pump?
I think XRP is the indicator in this one. Okay.
Hmm.
XRP is still up like 400%. Okay. And that's
Because
why I watch XRP so closely, because other
I
coins have already ran down, but XRP is still consolidating between 150 and 250. And as long as that remains, I think it's still game on.
yeah, and the $2 line is just going to gain even more support because more people are going to flood in, and the type of XRP holders they are, I would even see them holding all the way till November of 2026. They would, they would hold it, and
Yeah. It's all psychology, man. I,
it's
I
a possibility.
I've broken this whole thing down and ran this whole scenario through my head, and I'm like, this makes sense. That's why I
I will
have the
say,
magnet on XRP at $2.
I think what I would be interesting to look at is you're saying November 2026. I might be, and I could be biased, but I think there might be a chance that it happens a little bit sooner than that,
Of
just because
course,
things can change.
it could happen in
So,
February next year. I'm just leaning
you know,
towards, when do we normally see alt season? Like October,
yeah,
November, right? And I think that coming into 2026 through the summer, when its sell in May go away, that's when everyone goes to sleep and they think
yeah.
it's over. And then
So,
that's the
literally,
buy time.
the way you're going to be making your money is by basically buying the alts at whatever dip we get for the last week of June here, then selling the top of that, leaving a moon bag because you never know what happens,
Mm-hmm.
and then buying back in when it consolidates back, and then just hold it. And then actually, hold on. At that point, it doesn't even matter if it happens earlier because you're already in and you're positioned, so it doesn't even matter at
And
that
then you
point.
can accumulate over the next 4 years if you have to. Either way, it's a win.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if it yeah. So
It's
and
called
and
smart
also
money
it's a good
trading, bro.
opportunity to make more too in the short time.
Yeah. It's called being smart money. Positioning yourself. We're playing chess here, right? Okay.
Yeah.
What we're doing is we are positioning for a checkmate.
I mean, hey, we watch these charts all day, so if anything ever changes, we'll know about it. But
Yeah.
this could be great, I think. And now I'm actually, you know, now I think more people should be talking about this because all these influencers out here, I go on X, the market is green, we're tweeting bullish. The market is red, bull run is over. Like it it's very,
Dude, the market was
and honestly,
green yesterday, and I had the red
yep.
light and the red Hulk on yesterday. Okay.
It's yeah,
And the red light is still on because I think we still have more downward movement to go.
yeah,
So
I mean, we
when
could,
the white light turns on, that's when it's like it could go either way. But usually the red light is on when things are green and the green light is on when things are red. And that's
yeah.
how it normally goes. And that's what's
So
different between me and other creators, is because I'm telling you not what the market's doing, what it's about to do.
yeah,
Because
I think
those other
also,
creators, they have everything to gain because they're holding those coins. They have everything to gain to pump the price a little bit more. I'm over
yeah,
here. I'm
I think
unbiased. I'm holding stable coins, bro. I got my moon bags.
I would biasly say that, it would be absolutely crazy if these alts hold it out till Q1 to Q2 of 2026, and then all of a sudden we get, Ripple utility and it just absolutely sends after everybody took out. That would be a hilarious thing to see.
Yeah. And that with this trading strategy, it lines up for that case scenario too. Giddy Marie says, can't you just buy and hold? Well, no, because what if the other option happens and we just get no alt season? Because that is also on the table too. What we're doing is, this is a strategy to make sure that we're profitable in either case scenario.
Yep.
The trick is to stay profitable. Okay. Now, obviously, everyone's a little bit behind because maybe you just got into the show a few months ago, but I mean, I've been saying all of this since January. So even if you're wherever it is, that's why I offer the deluxe subscription, so that way we can create the strategy to get you in that smart money position, so that it's basically you're good. No matter what happens, you're going to be good. Now, maybe you miss out on a little bit of movement. You're not going to catch every wick, you're not going to catch everything, but the idea is to be safe and know that you're not going to lose your 401k, but you're also going to be positioned and primed for if something does happen, you're ready. And that's why you need to be in this show, watching it and up to date. And that's why I'm recording the shows and uploading them to YouTube, so you can go back and watch and be updated, because it's evolving every single day. Things are changing every single day, and we're adapting to what is happening. And I could be completely wrong, and I don't care about my pride. I care about you financially and myself financially. It's in my best interest to say, hey, things are changing. This is what we're looking at now.
Yeah. And honestly, if this is dragged out a little bit longer, it would actually be primarily good for XRP, because if we get that, regulation passed, then, these institutions can really start using its use case, which would even help boost the market even more. So, honestly, this is something I wish I would have thought about a little bit before, because this is going to be a Bitcoin led run for the first time. I mean, you know, states are voting on their own reserves besides just the government. That's something they've been doing.
Other
Every single state,
countries,
actually. Yeah.
other countries are creating them. Other corporations are creating them. That's why
It's,
I'm leaning
yeah.
this direction.
I think even China posted today that they want to get more active with crypto, but they use the word specifically Bitcoin. So, now you have all these billionaires and millionaires coming out on X, and there were so many interviews today. The Strike CEO said trillions will flow into crypto in September. I'm sorry, Bitcoin. So they're saying that for a reason, because one, them saying it causes people to buy in now, and two, when you get the extra $1 trillion in September, even more people are going to FOMO into it. So it's going to be a massively Bitcoin led run. And obviously, these some alts are going to pump along with that. But to be fair, if Bitcoin holds that and doesn't go back down, there's not going to be any extra liquidity for alts. So that scenario, that's a likely play out.
Yeah. G Money says, is this Josh from the other night? Yes, this is Josh from the other night.
Yep.
Welcome to the Ledger Lounge, Josh. New cast member.
He said, I like his take, but we got to stay cautious in DCA.
I do not
Yep.
recommend DCAing. In this situation, you could potentially DCA all the way to the bottom and an altcoin season never comes. Be careful. Everyone's situation is different. Okay? Everyone has...
Short-term run might be likely, but we have to wait and see, because we need some sort of a signal, too, for that.
I think we get a bit of a run in September. And it will
Yeah.
be lackluster. It
Oh,
won't...
yeah.
Because everyone expects it, they'll create it. Just like how I trade with the
Yeah.
moon cycle, I don't think that it's real, but I think lots of other people think that it's real. And because they think that it's real, it becomes real. Just like reading the charts, it should be random
Yeah.
and unchartable, but because we all see the patterns and we're all doing the same things together, it becomes real.
Yeah.
So I do
Yeah.
think we get something, because they will create it. They will manifest it. They will need it to happen.
Yeah.
Right? But I think it ends up being lackluster, and a lot of people end up holding, and when it runs up, it's not as much as they thought, and they think that it's going to go much higher, and then they end up holding it too long and don't make any money, and then they say, oh man, I missed out, I lost a bunch of money, I'm done with crypto, I'll see you in 4 years.
Yeah.
And then they'll miss out.
Yeah, ideal strategy is really going to be, catch this small pump that we have if we have it, and then, shave out those profits, leave a moon bag. And if we don't see Bitcoin dump, I would honestly say, because when did we start going back down with XRP? Do you know the exact date on that?
Uh,
After we ran.
January 30th.
So if we get past, if we're in January and December and Bitcoin is holding, that would be an indicator, at least to me, that we see the alts go back down a little bit, hold, and then we have a massive run for alts after
Eventually,
that cools down.
eventually Bitcoin will cool down. And even with these
Yeah.
strategic reserves, that obviously they will have those reserves, and that'll keep fueling it. But eventually, retail and large whale investors will leave the market.
Yeah.
The question is how much dominance does Bitcoin lose because of that?
I think it could be a lot just because of how many there's considerably more whales every single cycle, right? There's a lot of rich people who are,
But what if there's
needing.
countries and massive multi-billion dollar, trillion dollar corporations that are creating trillions of dollars of untouchable Bitcoin? That's the
Yeah, I
problem.
mean, the higher Bitcoin goes, ultimately it's bullish overall, but, you know, if anything, we'll have to see. I'm still more leaning that we get, the massive altcoin cycle a little bit sooner than all the way November of 2026, and I could be wrong. I think it could happen sooner just because people tend to lose their patience a lot. And also, I think a lot of these whales, they might have thought of the same thing ahead of time. They might think, yeah, Bitcoin might hold, and then it comes, and then they start positioning themselves in the alts early, which people might see that, and so that might spark it to happen sooner.
I think
Because,
they want, I think they know that everything's run up and everything's holding, and they don't want to buy the top. And I think it makes more sense that strategically they would tuck people into sleep, make them think the bull run's over, they missed out, let it run down, and then move in.
yeah, I mean, the other part too is, if we play out by the cycle, like we just said, Bitcoin goes up, it doesn't come back down, which people would be expecting, then some people will take out of their alts. But I think also a lot will hold because
Mac,
there's this whole nuance that if Bitcoin is up, the market should be up, right? So,
Maximus says, Michael Saylor says otherwise. Michael Saylor has everything to benefit from keeping the
he
price of
also,
Bitcoin up.
yeah,
That dude has
he also
so
has a
many
lot to
leveraged
lose.
positions on Bitcoin. I don't trust anything he says.
Michael Saylor has a lot to lose too.
Yeah,
But
this is
I think these
unbiased.
institutions are gonna play the game of Bitcoin doesn't come back down. And I think a lot of people are gonna get mixed up with that because that's not how the past cycles have played out, right? Bitcoin is always supposed to come back down. But also what's interesting is these banks were like, if we're gonna let people, mortgage their house against it, it has to be stable. So what are these institutions gonna do? They can buy Bitcoin with money they don't need. They can leave it in there, which keeps the price of Bitcoin up. The only people who will take out are whales and retail. And they know that whales and retail will come back next year or next cycle way stronger than last time. So these institutions could just leave their money in Bitcoin.
Yep.
And,
And that's
you
more
know,
strategic reserves. Imagine the banking system across the board creating their
yeah.
strategic reserves as well. We're talking about a
And then
lot of money.
I'd have to biasly come in and say, maybe at some point Ripple starts taking over Swift, maybe starts settling some of the stock market, and then,
The only
that
way,
runs up.
the only way that happens is with the injunction removed. Ripple
Yeah, that's what
cannot,
I want to see that.
and that
And
looks like we're two
I
years
don't want
out
them
on
to
that one.
settle. We'll have to see. I also want to biasly say it'll happen sooner, but I don't want to see them settle. That's for sure. Because there's a lot of XRP army people who are saying just let them settle, but
No,
they
you
don't
don't
really
want
know
that.
what that means. You don't want them to settle because then you're gonna end up, XRP is gonna be in the same boat as Tether, And then also, the other thing you were mentioning with ETH maybe not leading the cycle, that I don't want to say something that's wrong here, but I heard that there was a large legal company that said they think Ethereum might end up being delisted. This is huge speculation because they have a lot of, or they also broke a lot of securities laws per se.
Really?
So
We'll have Jesse look into that tomorrow.
yeah, that's
Um,
why I'm saying speculative because I don't know if it's real. But that would put XRP in a similar spot as if, or I mean, sorry, that would put Ethereum in a similar spot as XRP. But I honestly think Ethereum would be in a worse position because they've had these really high gas fees and they've done this and this.
George Orwell
So
says Ripple taking over Swift is a bold statement. LOL. They only 1400 TPS. Thank you, George. Thank you, George. George is a smart cookie. Listen to him. I want to go over what Big Baller said. He said, "When is the next moon cycle?" So Big Baller, the full moon is on, I want to say, July 5th. And that's what I'm okay. So I'm thinking one of two things. Either it kind of lines up with, oh, so it's the 10th. Okay. So the tariff thing is on the 9th. So if we're going into a full moon, there's a possibility that tariffs deals get signed, and that's a full moon, and that's what creates the spark of everything taking off.
I think I saw Trump or the White House announced today that they're going to be signing a trade deal with China, which is really interesting.
Right.
And I was talking about it with my dad, and I was like, actually, here's something interesting. I want to say this real quick. Jerome Powell said the other day that he would be willing to possibly lower interest rates if he can see Trump get more trade deals done. And I was sitting there with my dad eating dinner, and I was like, you know what? I bet Trump already has two trade deals ready to go, and he's been saving them for exactly this.
Right.
Because now you've
EU
got
and
Jerome Powell.
China.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
And
So
so
you
that would be the
save them to
perfect
cause
storm.
these.
So the
Yep.
perfect storm would be those two trade deals and lowering of interest rates. That would be the
Yep.
spark. And that's what I'm saying. And Big Baller says by July 4th. I agree with that. That's kind of what I'm waiting for, is that July 4th dip. July 4th dip. People are going to be wanting to go on vacation or do certain things, and they're going to pull liquidity out to finance those things, which is going to cause a bit of a dip. And then that's probably going to be the buy point. And that's why I've been saying I'm like somewhere between the beginning of July and July 12th, somewhere around there. The tariff thing is kind of why I'm like, I'll wait to see what happens. But the full
Yeah.
moon is July 10th. The tariff thing is July 8th, 9th. So
Yeah.
if we are going to get the full moon cycle, and that is going to come into play, that lines up perfectly. I mean, think about this. The summer solstice was the day that Donald Trump bombed Iran. We had the major drop. And that happened perfectly timed. These are,
Yeah.
if you ask me, I mean, I know more about this. We can only talk about this on Twitch, but these are all rituals that they're performing. It's all planned and designed. That's why I'm looking at everything and I'm like, okay, would they do this and how would they do that? And that's where I've come to my conclusion. But I do think that July 4th may be a good buy day. And that could be goodbye to all your money or goodbye, glad you bought. It could go either way.
Yeah.
I personally want to wait for confirmation. I would rather see the news come out, good news, and then that would. So what? I didn't catch the entire pump. It smells like something's on fire. I gotta go check on something. It smells like something's on fire.
Or, um, I'm interested to hear everybody's opinions on Bitcoin. What do you guys think is going to happen? Swift is too political, or Swift is a political tool? Yeah, and also, the Federal Reserve or Jerome Powell has a huge influx or a huge say of what happens because, controlling interest rates
You
is
smell it?
controlling the market in a way, right? If
Yeah,
interest rates
bring
were
that
to
in here.
get lowered, you're going to see a bunch of liquidity
You go
flow
get
in
out.
and that'll go into Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a laundering coin. I mean, Bitcoin is just the first coin. It was the first coin that was created. It's a coin everybody buys. It's got the fire extinguisher. Um, but no, these institutions are playing into what everybody wanted. Everybody wanted Bitcoin to go up, and Bitcoin was too slow. It didn't have a use case. So, now everybody's switching to it's a store of value. So, these institutions are going to play right into that and they're going to pump Bitcoin. And then more and more FOMO is going to happen and they're going to flood in. And that's just going to be what it's going to be. But
What did I miss?
it, uh, somebody was saying that Bitcoin is a laundering coin. So I was saying that Bitcoin is the first coin that was ever created. Therefore, everybody's buying it. And before that, I was talking about the Federal Reserve and interest rates. And I was talking about how, these institutions and these whales, they know everybody was, buying Bitcoin. And it turned out Bitcoin was too slow. So now they're saying it's a store of value and they're going to play into the FOMO that everybody's creating, and everybody's going to flood into Bitcoin, and these institutions are going to play into that. They're going to pump it, and then retail will FOMO into it.
All right. So, no fire that I can tell, but it does smell like burnt hair. I don't know if somebody. So, IT guy's looking for a fire. I sure hope there's not a fire because this room is very flammable. It's
Mars
wall to
says,
wall
but
flammable.
XRP is old tech and no banks use it. I mean, right now, though, banks, I mean, they're using XRP, but it's very small. It's very small. It's like, you know, some people are messing around with it here and there.
Yeah,
But,
there's like
you know,
3 banks or so that are using it, and they're less than 100 employees of these banks,
yeah.
and even less clients. So, um, not really any use case happening. I think it's more or less maybe a test. Who knows? But there's
Yeah, it's
no
more
real adoption.
what I'm betting on when I say XRP going up, I'm betting on the adoption because the utility aspect of it is there. The question is, with these 1,300 NDAs do we have, do those involve large banks? Do those involve large institutions? And I'm just betting on the fact that
I would
they are going to
say
use it.
I would say most of those NDAs are for private individuals working in the company, and a few of them are
That
for
that
other
could be
companies
true.
that are
Yeah.
working with it.
So again, people have their opinions. The internet is very divided on XRP. Um, there's XRP and this is the thing. If we get this small, altcoin pump as Bitcoin starts to move up here, people are going to buy it because people know about this. I'm not the only one talking about it. So it's going to create that speculation factor and people are going to buy it and they're going to hold it for when that day inevitably could happen, which I think it will. Nobody knows the exact date on it, but what we're basically talking about is when this small pump happens, you want to take out on it, leave a moon bag, and then reposition yourself for when it happens because these banks don't have to decide to adopt it at the peak of XRP's price during August and September, right? Like that's they could end up doing it in December. They could do it, you know, August next year. Like nobody really knows, but you just have to keep in mind that you have to watch the charts, be in the know of what's happening, and really position yourself because that's how you make money. And
Yeah, look for
XRP
that
is a trade
smart
coin.
money. Look for that smart money entry zone and just hold and wait. That's how you hold and wait. You can't buy the top and hold and wait. That's not smart because you'll hold it to the bottom and then the next time it runs up, you didn't really make anything. All
And the
good?
whales are trading it sideways too. You know, even if we hold out $2 for the next 8 months, we might go, $2.20, 2.30, 2.50, or $2.50, or the other way. We could go up and down, and they're going to keep playing into that. And you know it, it's a good coin to trade, obviously, and that's the thing, because most of the people in XRP, yeah, they're in for long-term holds, but you also have to understand that that's why it's good to have enough to where you can leave a moon back, but you can also trade it like everybody else is, because that's what they're doing. The whales are trading this. I mean, yeah, look at the chart. Like,
I'm trading it.
it's
Like I'm not
yeah, it's being traded.
and that's where the money is made in crypto is not from buying and holding. It's made from trading it because it swings so much. That's what makes it valuable and what makes it so much better than the stock market. Stock market, you buy it and you hold it long term. 30 years later, you got some money sitting there. Okay. With
Yeah.
crypto, you can do the same thing you would do in 30 years in one cycle, if not more. And that's where it gets its value from is by swing trading it. If you're just buying the top and holding it, hoping for a moon, you're doing it wrong.
What are your thoughts on Solana? Because we talked about it being basically usable even when the other side of the market is down, even though tendencies recently have shown that it kind of dips when everything else dips. But um, I mean it more in a perspective of, we get this small alt run, right? Just because everybody's going to be buying into it. If we're, let's say that what we were talking about plays out, where Bitcoin stays up, and then we get a massive altcoin run later, right? Do we sell Solana at this short-term alt pump, or do we hold it just because of the fact that it can also be used
Well,
throughout? Because we see, people keep flooding back to meme coins.
that depends on the when you bought it. Obviously, everyone's different,
Yeah,
but Solana is not a meme coin. So even
yeah.
though memes are pumping, yeah, there's a possibility that it stays up, but I believe that that liquidity will flow out of there into meme coins if we get a regular bull run. So I think moving it, from Solana to Pepe, for instance, would be the probably the smart move because I
I
even
guess yeah.
even if the meme coins, switch to meme coins, everyone else is going to be like, okay, Solana pumped, it's going to come back down. So they're going to jump out of it and they're going to jump into meme coins. It'll be business
So
as usual if that
you're
happens.
saying it would make, I'm just in a dilemma because, like if you bought Solana like relatively early, like we're talking about 25, $30, right? Does it make sense to just hold it out till we get the massive potential altcoin cycle 8 to 9 months from now, instead of selling, because of a short-term pump that we might see within September and August?
I think the smart thing is to, because it's all speculative, we don't really know what's going to happen. We can speculate all we want, is to take profits at every resistance zone on the way up, keep a moon bag. When it starts crashing like crazy, obviously pull it out or leave it if you think it's, that's up to you, not financial advice. But definitely take profits at every resistance zone and every psychological number. 007, 333, 444, 555, right? 123.
Yeah.
Those are psychological zones. $1, $2, $3, $4, $5, 550, you know, 10, so on and so forth. Those psychological numbers will always be a point of resistance, even if it's gone to an all-time high. So that's where you're going to be taking um, your profits, or you're taking profits at. leave some in there.
Yeah.
But if we're going like crazy and you're making profit, there's nothing wrong with leaving a little bit in there for just in case. You've already made a ton of money. Don't be greedy, you know. At the same time, be a little bit, but don't leave anything in your moon bag that you're not willing to lose and go to zero, you know?
Yeah. So I guess I'm honestly really excited to watch how this all plays out. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if Bitcoin ends up holding at these higher levels and stuff gets dragged out a little bit. You know, personally, I have to be a little bit biased and say that I don't think it's going to get dragged out that far, but I could be wrong. But ultimately, at the end of the day, whatever ends up happening, there's money to be made. So, that's the good thing.
Right.
And I'm thinking you look at the XRP chart right now, that original green pump we have all the way at the front there. There could be a chance we get something like that come August and September. And I feel like, we might top out at 8.15, maybe 15. And then, right, because like if Bitcoin holds, it's going to come back down because there's not going to be extra liquidity coming in. And like I said before, we're not going to get much higher on retail alone. So it's more plausible to play out that way.
I wonder if XRP is gonna inverted head and shoulders right here. That
This
would
is a
take
key
it
level right here because
233. If it doesn't, I mean, because like this is where I'm at with it is like even with the bad news, you're still bullish. And I think
yeah,
most people are, and they're just going to trade according to what the charts say. And look, it hit right here at resistance at 207, 208,
yeah,
right? And so that would potentially take it up to either probably about 220 and then come back down. And then you'd get like the golden arch, the McDonald's symbol, sending it back down to 190 zone or lower. Or it breaks resistance here at 220, 221, and then it would shoot up to 233.
which could happen if we get the trade deals. I mean, that could be something that they might use to get the market to break.
Well, this would
Which and this is
happen.
what I'm,
Let's see. So
you know,
today's the 27th, 28th, 29th, 30th. It would happen by the 1st, 2nd. We won't have trade deals by the. I mean, they could sign before the deadline, but
but also cryptos also sell the news, so we might pump
right.
24 hours or 48 hours before they sign if we know it's coming.
Yeah, I think we pump and then on the
It just depends
29th,
if we close above that line.
on the 28th, we hit 220 and then we start heading back down. And then by the 1st, we get that ripple sell off, bringing us down to 190, $2 to 190, depending on what happens. Um, I would say that $2 is going to be the first point of resistance. Maybe it hits there. I think that's more likely. And that we see $2 at least. But it could potentially come all the way to 190. And if it breaks 190, and I'm leaning towards hitting the lower number because of the news narrative. Okay. I'm trying to use because it could go either way, obviously, but we have a very bad narrative. So there's probably a lot of people that are like, okay, the charts say it's going to run. I'm going to get out once it gets right here. And when it doesn't break resistance and it starts running back down, everyone else is going to run out of it, which is going to send it past $2. which would take it to the next zone of 190, and then the next zone will be 180, and then 175, and then 163 ish, 161.
Yeah.
And that's right where the magnet's at, right here, by the way. And it's right on the date, July 5th, July 4th. See it? Like perfectly lined up. So
So
I think we hit maybe 175 by July 4th.
would you? I'm thinking there might be a small possibility that if we get Bitcoin holding up, that maybe other coins might drop below. But I'm sensing somewhat of a feeling of that possibly XRP gets another leg up, maybe two legs up, and then that level also holds for another 6 months till Bitcoin starts to really cool off and we get a massive alt season. Because that could happen. I mean, the type of holders that XRP has,
Yeah, but I think
it
there's a
might
lot
be
of people that are XRP holders that saw the news today and are like, okay, I need to get out of this thing. Not all
I
of
mean,
them,
it was a delay. It wasn't really a
but it's a
ruling. So,
long delay. And the ruling was that verbatim was indefinite. That the I got it right here. There's another article, but it basically said that the ruling would be indefinite. Let's read it out here. So Judge Torres is frustrated with Ripple SEC lawsuit, says XRP lawyer. Judge Annalisa Torres recently rejected a joint attempt by Ripple and SEC to modify the court's previous judgment with an agreed upon injunction. Legal expert Fred, I don't know how to spell it, speak that, believes that decision reveals something deeper and said, welcome to the new SEC for now, more or less the same as the last one. On X, this guy made a long post saying that no legal barriers were preventing Judge Torres from accepting the motion. That's not true, but she did not. So he breaks down two reasons for the rejection. First, Judge Torres is frustrated that the case dragged on for 4 or 5 years. No, that's not. That's normal business as usual with intensive litigation. Another reason is that she may have political bias, possibly being resistant to perceived Trump era influences on the case. I don't believe that either. I think it is she made a ruling and she's not going to go back on it. People, when you appeal a case with a court, you're basically saying that the judge did something wrong. That's what an appeal is. Judges do not like that whatsoever. What judge wants to be
right,
told that you broke the law? Because that's basically what an appeal is. An appeal is saying that the judge broke the law and shouldn't have done what they did. Okay? That's more or less it. It's probably more of a pride thing, but also the judge has the final say. Um,
right,
he said neither the SEC nor Ripple gave a strong enough reason to explain why the court should now ignore or soften harsh words it previously used, like calling Ripple's actions egregious. He thinks the SEC did not take real responsibility for its past actions in the Ripple case. There are two possible reasons for this. As per him, neither Ripple nor the SEC ever discussed the need to include honest statement from current officials, which would be a big legal mistake. Else, the Ripple did ask, the SEC refused. This crappy motion on the SEC letterhead is the best I can offer. Repulsi joked, likening the effort to a meme of Pawn Stars. He says the SEC hasn't really changed on crypto. He doubts the SEC will stay silent and let Ripple win, calling that a 0% chance. Instead, he expects a quiet $50 million settlement with injunction left in place. And I think that's the case. Here's the thing is the SEC enforces legislation. Okay. Just because there's a new chairman of the SEC or leader, they still have to follow the law. Okay, the judge still has to follow the law. Ripple broke the law. The injunction stays in place. The only way it's changing is with new legislation. And this is what I've been saying. Let's see. He says the court injunction doesn't impact XRP's secondary market of future ETF approvals. It only matters if the SEC chooses to enforce it, which seems unlikely under the current leadership. So, yeah. So, will the SEC enforce the futures ETF, right? Or the future ETF? Probably not. Probably not. But the next administration could. So keep that in mind. He added
Which
that
is why it's important.
yeah, he added that the SEC has the authority to grant waivers that remove any restrictions from the injunction, like IPO timing, so nothing stopped them from clearing the path if they want to. I don't necessarily agree that that's what's going to happen. Okay. Um, the SEC has to adhere to certain rules. This guy's obviously biased, and these are his opinions. Okay. It could. Okay. The SEC could not enforce the injunction, but I'll tell you this: if the SEC doesn't enforce the injunction, the judge could potentially go after the SEC or the whoever is on the SEC could be held liable and they would have fault on them. So
Yeah.
that is a gray area, but does you know the chairman of the SEC, what's his name, David Sachs? Does David Sachs want to go down and ruin his entire career for Ripple? I don't know. I don't think so. Unless he's got some big money payout coming to him. It just doesn't seem likely. There are ways around this. I get it. Things can happen, but these scenarios that he's playing out seem very unlikely. This one says Ripple versus SEC lawsuit hits shocking standstill. Still, XRP dips immediately. Let me see. Where was it?
I think this just goes to show that as somebody, and I don't speak for everybody in the XRP army, but we don't want a settlement agreement. I think the other nice part about this is the judge is also the nice thing about delaying it instead of ruling on it is it actually gives the government time or the current administration to put forth regulation, which if they do, that could impact the future way that she, rules ultimately, and that
Right.
could be beneficial in the long term. So
Exactly.
I wouldn't,
But that could take
yeah,
some time. We're looking at minimum 6 months, but I'm thinking more the timeline of a year to 2 years. That's the justice system moves slow. But here's what I wanted to read here is Chief Legal Officer responded to the last ruling on X with this. The ball is back in our court. XRP's legal status is not a security, remains unchanged. In the meantime, it's business as usual. So the injunction stays in place. XRP is assigned as not a security, but it has to go through an appeals court. So now what has to happen is a different judge has to rule that Annalisa Torres broke the law. Okay? That's where we're at. But did she break the law? No. That's the problem. So will the injunction get removed? Probably not anytime soon. I think, though, with legal clarity in the next year, that would bring about within a year and 6 months to 2 years the dropping of the case. So it's going to take
yeah.
time.
I mean,
Doesn't mean it's over for Ripple, but I do think it does throw a wrench in the gears for XRP this cycle for sure. I think a lot of people that are XRP maxis are going to read the article that we read prior and think that the SEC is going to not enforce anything and they're going to do whatever they want and all that. So yeah, it's still going to run. But I think a lot of people, a lot of big money whale investors are going to shy away from it now. But it'll still pump. It's still going to do something if we get the altcoin season that we want. All right, brother.
I mean, yeah.
That's the end of the show. Thank you for coming on, man. I appreciate you. You're always welcome here. I will see you on the next one. We have a special guest tomorrow. But I'll see you around, brother. Thank you for coming on. You're always welcome. All right, everybody. Thank you all. We didn't really cover much of the news that's on here. So basically, I'll read through the headlines real quick. Coinbase stock touched its 52-week high. We kind of talked about all that already. Coinbase keeps going. Powell says Fed rate cut is on hold even as Trump demands cuts. There is a potential that if we get trade deals that Powell will back off. The housing market is set for the worst year in decades, says Meredith Whitney. I agree with that. The EU considers lowering tariffs on the U.S. import in effect to woo Trump. And at the same time, Trump's deadline in July is not critical, says the White House, which means they may be looking to do. But Trump had threatened to impose a 50% tariff on the European Union, but 2 days later agreed to delay until July 9th. So we will see. I think he's tired of getting run around, though. I think he's done with getting the runaround and nothing getting done, and he wants these things settled. So, because he wants interest rates to come down. So in order to do that, he needs to get some of these settled. So he may play hardball. He may put 150% tariffs like he did on China on the EU. So keep that in mind. It could go either way. It says the EU is ready for a trade deal with the U.S., but all opinions remain on the table, says as the deadline looms for Trump's 50% tariff threat, differences emerge between Germany and France over the potential deal. So not everyone is in agreement at the EU right now. Some people are saying retaliatory tariffs, and some people are saying, give them a deal. So that makes it more difficult. EU warns a baseline Trump tariff would still spur retaliation. So if Trump puts the baseline 50% tariff out, expect retaliatory tariffs, expect a nasty war on this one. And you can find news that say it's going to be good, and they seem like a little bit pipe dreamy, but this is the facts is they are threatening retaliatory tariffs, and Trump does not like to be threatened. You already saw what he did with China just because they didn't respond to him. Okay? So be aware. We are not out of the woods yet. And then we don't need to cover that. All right. That's it for the show. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to follow me on Twitch, and any of these shows, if you missed the show, you can find them. They're recorded. You can rewatch them. They're all on YouTube at Ozthecryptogoat, all lowercases, no spaces. They will all be the same. I will never reach out to you and message you. I will always ask you to message me first. Okay, so if you're a deluxe subscriber, you can message me first. I will never reach out to you. There are a lot of fake accounts of me out there now. Be careful. I do not have any underscores, capital letters, periods, or anything in my name. It is always at Ozthecryptogoat, all lowercases, no spaces, and it's never changing. Thank you all for all of the gifts. There's so many. Risky Sneaks, TikTok Seller, Rihanna, Big Nate, Fredum, Um, Marco, Mother Dragons, Censored by TikTok, Nate, Nico, Crypto Cali, Guinea Marie. Who else? Elon Muff, Akram, Jesus, Mar Lopez, Revolution, Nate, Me Cheeky, Rock Jocelyn, Crypto TV with Trey, ABSXS, and Neo 2.0. Thank you all for your amazing gifts. Censored by TikTok, thank you for more. And everyone, thank you for your overwhelming support. If you want to send any gifts, now's your last chance. Much appreciated for all your gifts. If not, save them for tomorrow's live. Let's show Francesca lots of love with lots of gifts coming in so that we can make sure our viewership is high. But we've been doing pretty good. We've been averaging over 50 viewers, and some lives we've been over 100. I think we had over 150 viewers for a substantial amount of time yesterday, which was incredible without any promotion, which is just phenomenal. You other crypto freak out there, have a wonderful day. Take care. Good night, everyone. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the likes. We got to 42K likes. That's pretty good. Those are rookie numbers, though. We got to bump those numbers up. We got to get back into the 100K like zone we used to be in. I need that million. We used to have like 0.2 million likes. I want to get back there. Maybe what we'll do is we'll do a giveaway or something where if you or obviously you can order one yourself, but get one of those liking machines. I ordered one for the staff to put on their phones that likes the live automatically for you. It's like 100 likes forever so long. So hopefully that can save your guys' thumbs a little bit. But they're only like $4 or $5 at Walmart. So maybe I'll do a giveaway on one of them or something. All right, everyone. Thank you all for the overwhelming love and support. I will see you all. Don't forget to follow and set your notifications on for the live. So when you send a heart me, there's a section where it says set notifications. Click that and you get points for setting up notifications for the show. So that way, every time we go live, you know that we're going live. Holler, thank you. I appreciate you. And don't forget to deluxe subscribe. Become a deluxe subscriber and get one-on-one coaching with me through DMs. I also offer the technical analysis class. I have 2 spots left for the TA class. Classes will be held on Sunday starting July 6th. If you want to sign up and learn to do TA, send me a direct message. It's $25 an hour. And that's 4 hours over a month, so it's $100. Okay? Some months have an extra Sunday, and you'll get that Sunday for free. But you can get that through the link in my bio for my Discord. So join my Discord. The link is in the bio. That is still growing, but it's growing every day, and it's evolving into what it's intended to be. But join it now. Get in there. And don't forget, we also have our hoodies, t-shirts, mugs. I got my mug right here. I got my t-shirt on as well. That's another way that you can help support the show. And also on Twitch, you can sign up for HelloFresh. And when you sign up for HelloFresh, make sure you use my promo code that's there, and you can get a discount. And you also are helping the show. That's $90 that goes towards the show when you sign up for HelloFresh, and you get good meals delivered to your door. Saves you time, money, and makes you healthy. And don't forget, we're live Monday through Friday, 5 to 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Starting July, we will be taking away Wednesdays. We won't be going live on Wednesdays anymore, and we'll be doing the TA show on Sundays. All right, everyone. Have a great rest of your day. The magnet is strong with this one. The force. The force is strong. And I will see y'all later. Thanks for the stickers, TikTok seller. Are you about to go live, TikTok seller? Because if so, I'll hop in there. All right, I will see y'all later. How's everybody doing today? Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, share the show with your friends. Welcome to the Ledger Lounge. I am Ozthecryptogoat, and we got some pretty exciting news for XRP today. Who saw the exciting news? Oh my goodness, can you believe it? Exciting news, just breaking news like less than an hour ago or so. Breaking news on XRP. Yeah, it's pretty incredible. Pretty incredible. We're going to talk about it today. And we have Jesse here with us today. We have a special guest coming on. Hopefully more than one special guest. We shall see. We shall see how many guests we have today. But Francesca did confirm she is coming on the show today. I'm really excited. I've been waiting to speak with Francesca on here for weeks now. So it'll be really cool. It'll be really cool. And we're going to keep it light and casual. We're not talking anything White Rock today. I'm done with that. I'm walking away from it. I'm washing my hands. What needed to be done was done, and that's it for me. I have no reason to continue with any of that. So here we are. We want to talk about XRP, right? We all want to talk about XRP, don't we? This is the Ledger Lounge. It's based off of XRP. XRP is the cornerstone. You know what? I forgot to put up the little ghost. We got our little ghost guy here. He's been with us for a very long time. I wonder when he gets to go away. I can't wait till I can take the ghost down. I'm not gonna lie. The ghost has been on this screen for so freaking long. I'm ready to take him away. I'm ready to put this guy. I'm ready to put this guy right here. That's what I want. That's what we want to see, right? But I'm not quite ready for that yet. Not quite ready. Maybe we should have a different emoji. Maybe it should be this one. Maybe this should be the emoji. Maybe that's what we should have. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, share the show with your friends. Everybody start liking away. I'm gonna put the Hulk back up here. What's up, Yubi? How you doing, man? Yubi, I have been meaning to reach out to you to have you on the show. I've been so busy. My brother, Yubi is on point. If you don't follow Yubi, make sure you do. He's got some good stuff for sure. We're gonna put this guy up here. 10,000 likes, and Crypto Hulk goes to sleep. Good to see you, Yubi. I'm always happy to see a fellow creator. Send me a DM, Yubi, if you don't, and be expecting one from me. I've been meaning to reach out to you. I've been so busy, so busy. But I want to have Yubi on the show. Yubi's on point, man. I like the things you got to say. You're very fact-based. I like it, man. What's up, TikTok seller? How you doing? Everybody start liking. We got to get to 10K likes so we can go through the news and we can put the Hulk to sleep. Hulk is ready for bedtime. What do you think? You think the news is bullish, so we should have the green light on, maybe? Or maybe we should have the red light on. Or the white light. What are you guys thinking? I'm thinking this. I'm thinking this light. Which news? There's some saucy news about XRP that we're literally gonna discuss it as soon as we hit 10K likes. As soon as we hit those 10K likes, we are going to do the news. We gotta get the viewership up. We gotta hashtag FYP, hashtag must watch, hashtag crypto, hashtag live. All of these things in the chat. Let's get it rolling. I feel like we're not rage baiting enough here. I think we need to bring this back. I gotta try that again. Nope. And I'll tell you what, this'll strike a nerve today. With the news that came out. This'll get him talking. That's what's missing. That's what's missing. Okay, saw a funny argument on Discord. That's all I've gotten to see today. Yeah, we're gonna, I think Josh is coming on today. He's gonna come on and tell me I told you so. He's gonna come on and give me the big I told you so. I made some memes today. And let me tell you, the meme where the guys are like, yo, look at this, and then it shows the SEC case or whatever, and then everybody runs away. I got so many I told you so's from that today, and that's perfect. That's what it's designed to do. It's designed to be thought-provoking. It's designed to get you to think a little bit. Look, here it is. Where is it? Look at this. Is it. This is it. One more time.
Hey, y'all, come look at this.
I died when I made this. I died. I was laughing so hard.
Hey, y'all, come look at this.
Martel Let. We're going to go over that. As soon as we get to 10K likes, I'm going to tell you exactly what's going to happen with XRP. Look at this is me right now. When you want to buy something, but it's almost alt season. I want this so bad. I want this gas pump at the airport to fill up the airplanes. How beautiful would this be? I want these. I want a whole slew of these for the airplanes. And obviously I'm going to have to put longer hoses on them, but yeah, I want to put these at the gas station. Let's get those likes going. 3.2K. Thank you all. Thank you all for the likes. And don't forget to join the Discord. Join the Discord. Link is in my bio. You see we got the new little dancing Discord logo in the chat. I thought I'd add a little flair, a little pizzazz, a little sheen. This one was great too. Check out this one. This one.
I want to watch my show.
I was meme happy today. I was out at a doctor's appointment and I was just sitting in the waiting room for like 2 hours. I waited in the waiting room and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make some memes. And I finally broken out of my meme writer's block, and finally I'm producing memes again because there's been this meme that I want to create and I just can't do it because of copyright infringement. I cannot get a copy of the clip I want to use. It just isn't possible. I can't, it's so copyrighted that I can't even point my phone at the screen and record it and then turn it into a meme. Ugh. But finally the writer's block is gone. So we got some rage bait here. A little XRP. I wish there wasn't a tombstone emoji. I wonder if there is. I don't understand why there's not a tombstone emoji. That seems like something that should exist. Why don't we have a tombstone emoji? And don't forget to spam the chat. Don't forget the hashtags, guys. Hashtag FYP, hashtag, crypto, hashtag, all the hashtags. Any hashtag you can think of, hashtag fun works. The hashtags are really, really helpful. But when we get to 10K likes, we get into the FYP rather quickly. I'm just not seeing a tombstone emoji. Maybe I can make one. Maybe we can use this. Turn it upside down like that. How do we erase the bottom? Maybe some grass or something underneath it. Gotta be something we can do. I'm gonna make this happen. We need a tombstone emoji. Let's bring that down like this. And let's do, I mean, we're kind of close here. This needs like a bed of grass. Even like a black line would be perfect. Not just a black line to put underneath it. 10K this year. Oh, I know, right? Hashtag XRP 10K. How about broccoli? Broccoli do it? Maybe this. Lettuce. Whole bunch of lettuce stacked up. This might work. This could be fun. What do you think? Does that look like grass? Kind of looks like grass. Oh yeah, that works. I like it. And then what we'll do is we'll take the text, right? And we'll put a text in here. Weird. All right, let's see here. Let's do black text. And let's do, that's as big as it goes. Maybe we can shrink it. Get rid of this. $11K, let's go. Let me finish my RIP tombstone, and then we'll be ready to rock and roll. Don't forget to spam the chat. Whenever we have a guest on, guys, and nothing's going in the chat, make sure that you're spamming the chat with emojis or something. There we go. There's our tombstone. What do you think? I think we bring it down. I wonder if I can change the font. Nope. All right, I dig it. That works. Jason with the money. Jason, did you buy XRP today? Revolution with the moon cheese. All right, I'm going to get rid of the Hulk. So I've got the crazy lights on because the world is crazy right now. Truth is stranger than fiction. I did not expect this. I did not expect this. At the same time, I did expect it. I just didn't expect it so soon. I hate when these curtains get messed up. It's got to look nice. I'm very OCD about my curtains. I haven't bought XRP since last year. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I bought it once or twice since January, but that's about it. And I've cashed out since. XRP to 200 by 2030. Clock it. I could see $25 by 2030. That's possible. That's possible. Bruce Wayne, Batman. I raise you, Bruce Wayne, and I add you one Marvel. I'm actually more of a fan of DC anyway, buddy. So don't worry. I am Batman, by the way. In case you didn't know this, everyone, I am Batman. I am the Dark Knight. Yes, the Hulkinator. Rawr. So, I've got the crazy lights on. All right. Oh yeah, I got Yoda too. Yoda's right here with me. I got a new Yoda. I mean, I still have the old one, but this is my new Yoda for this show. I wanted to have him like hanging or like floating right here. I just haven't gotten to it. I don't have And I want it to kind of like bob a little bit. It's kind of like float across. I bought 1K at 9 cents and sold at 70 cents. Oh, I bet you're kicking yourself right now. Where do I believe it's going? I believe it's going to probably like 221, 220, and then back down. And I'll give credit where credit's due. This creator said it first, but I agree with them. Golden Arches. And this was J-Dan. Back down, why? Oh, we're going to cover that. We're going to cover that, but we're saving the best for later. Make sure you stick around, especially if you're in XRP. You do not want to miss the coverage on XRP, okay? Make sure you stick around. We do have a special guest today. I'm hoping Josh comes on. All right, I really do. I hope Josh comes on so that way we can talk about it. And if you're watching on Twitch, click the link and sign up for HelloFresh and get 10 free meals on me when you use my promo code. And when you sign up for HelloFresh, not only do you get amazing, delicious meals delivered to your door, and it's going to save you time and money and make you healthy, you're also donating to the show. I receive $90 for every HelloFresh sign up. So make sure that you click that link on the screen. There's a link you can click, and it also comes up periodically in the chat. And when you click that link, you can get those HelloFresh for a amazing discount. And I'll tell you what, with the price of food right now, I have found that HelloFresh is actually very, not only like you can set a set budget for your food and you know your meals are covered. It's going to save you time, money, energy. I'm surprised. So I get the HelloFresh here and I've lost weight. Okay. I was 250 pounds and I'm down to 205. It's pretty incredible. And it's good food. I got to tell you, it's good food. So make sure you click the link and you sign up. Delicious meals delivered right to your door. HelloFresh. Make sure you use my promo code or click on my link. At Jason14, good luck, bud. See you at the top. Yeah, XRP is going down. But hear me out, okay? I think it goes up first. Then it comes down. But it will have a run because everyone, let me tell you, with what the news that came out, even when we found out that the case was going to be dragged out for a long time, you know, everyone was still so bullish. And I was like, you know what? This is a good indication that it does not matter. People are going to buy XRP, and that means that people who are reluctant on XRP are still going to buy it too because it's going to move. What will it go to? I just put 10K into it. Oh, Big Baller, aren't you a deluxe subscriber? Why didn't you message me, bro? You might change your mind. I need a get out spot. I would say 220. 220. And then, all right. I'm going to tell you why. But I think you'll make some money. I definitely think you'll make some money. And I guess, you know, you bought the rumor news. It was kind of news. But, yeah. It's going to pump because of this. And then it's going to hit resistance at 220 and come way down. Especially when people find out the truth. Got in at 196. Oh, dude, you're looking beautiful right now then. You made some money. Good for you, man. I haven't seen a good entry. I mean, 190 was a decent entry. Okay. There was money to be made there, but I think it comes down more. I think we see at least 175, 180. At least, if not lower. Like I think it hits, but it could potentially go to 150. But I'll tell you what, I doubt it goes like super low unless some crazy fear narrative comes out. And that's why they came out with the moon cheese today. FOMO has it hit. Oh, it's hitting right now. We're going to get FOMO up to 220 for sure. But I'll tell you what. Who heard the news about XRP today? Who heard the news? Raise your hand, chat, if you've heard the news yet. Raise your hand. I literally took the time to create a tombstone emoji. So that should tell you something. Adam, what's going on, bro? The real or the fake one? Because both. I mean, it's really not fake news. It's just misleading news. That's what I would call it. And that's what they do. They tell the truth with a lie. They tell the truth with a lie. XRP just needs to jump to 125 already and get it over with. Yeah. I'll be happy when XRP hits $1 or 75 cents, and then I'll be like, okay, I'm ready to buy more. I'm ready to start accumulating for the next time. If I even start buying it again, I may just keep moon bags that I've had for many years that have paid off every cycle, or I'll start looking into RWAs, which I'm leaning towards the RWAs. I'm really feeling like Solana, though. I feel like Solana is going to do really well. What number is Solana? Where is Solana at? Yeah, Solana is right under, it's number 6. Solana is going to do really well. Solana, Tron may or may not. I think people know about the shell company thing. Adam says we're not going to 125, bro. Dude, we're going to eventually go lower than that. Once the bull run's over, it will go below $1. Maybe at $1, but I think it hits 75 cents to 50 cents again. A lot of people are going to diamond hand the shit out of this thing. So I'm kind of leaning more towards the 75 cent to $1 once it is done. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It will see, everyone keeps saying that, and that's the misinformation. People are like, oh, it can never go below that. Yes, it can. Yes, it can. Once the bull run is over, it's toasty to the mosty, baby. Everyone says it'll never drop below $2 again. It will. I just need to sell at 220. Yeah, I mean, I'd keep a little in there just in case of moon cheese, but I think it hits 220 and then it comes back down to 190, 180. When is the start of the bull run? The bull run started in like July last year? The bull run's on. We're like in the end of it. We've got a couple months left to bull run and then it's over. Maybe it's like this dragged out mega cycle. I doubt it. Yeah, I'm thinking September is the end, and then possibly we get a surprise next year. And I'll tell you what, if you missed the show yesterday, make sure everyone, if you watch this show regularly, especially, but if you missed yesterday's show, make sure you go on to YouTube and watch yesterday's show, okay? You guys need to see this, and this way you will understand what is happening in this bull run, and you can be prepared okay? Because there is a potential for faces to be melted on the upside or the downside. Make sure you watch it. I implore you. Okay, it's not clickbaity, okay? It's not anything. You guys need to see this. Okay? You guys need to see this. Yesterday's live was probably the most important live that we've had so far. If you're not in the right coins, it may feel like it hasn't started, but it has. Exactly, Jason. Exactly. So let's take a look at all the gifts. So TikTok seller with the 9 roses, Neo with the heart me, Neo with the 5 popular votes, Marco with the heart me as well. Don't forget to send in a heart me and 2 popular votes, or send in the community fests. Those are the best right now for the algorithm. I don't even see it anymore. Now it's a backing monkey. Oh, here it is. This is what we need. We need to get these right here. These right here are the best thing right now when you're getting these. And don't forget to click the little link up here, okay? There's a little link. It's right up here, and it's the community fest symbol, okay? Click that link and send me some votes. It's completely free, okay? Send me votes for Community Fest. You can send more than one. I think you can send like 19 or 20 of them, okay? Send me votes for Community Fest. It doesn't cost anything. Thank you for the Community Fest symbols, but those are great. Those help. But you can actually vote for free by clicking. There's like a little banner up here. And you should be able to click that, and it'll take you, and you have to do it while I'm going live. So you click that little banner up here, and that will send you, and you just click to vote. And you can vote as many times as you want, like a whole bunch of them. Make sure you do that. Big Baller with the 83 Community Fest, Big Baller with the Level Up Sparks, Revolution with the 10 Community Fest, Mother of Dragons with the popular vote and the heart me, Big Baller with a heart me, Marco with a heart me. Thank you guys so much. You guys are amazing. So let's see here. Bro, when moon? We went and we are headed back home. We could potentially go to the moon again, okay? There could be another run, but if you are asking when moon, okay, you need to go onto YouTube and watch yesterday's show. It's the most recent show that's uploaded, okay? Go watch it. I'm telling you, you need to watch this. It's the one that says like alt season explained or something. I forget what it is. Let me pull it up here, actually. Why not? Let me pull it up. I'll show you which one it is. Make sure you go and you watch this video, okay? So you go to Ozthecryptogoat, at Ozthecryptogoat, same as TikTok, okay? And go to videos and look at it's XRP case settlement denied altcoin season ? Okay? You need to watch this show right here. Okay? This one and the one before it, but definitely this one right here, okay? I just uploaded it. Watch it, okay? If you're asking when moon or will there be an altcoin season, it is all answered in this live. I'm not saying no moon. That's why I'm saying, Dan, you need to watch it. It will completely break down everything for you, and you will understand what is going on, and you will understand what you need to do to be prepared for what may happen, so that you can time things perfectly and make sure that you're lined up properly. Do not miss this one. Do watch it. I'm telling you. If you are asking when moon are we having in our altcoin season, and I get that question the most, okay? This one answers it right here. It's this one, okay? Look at him, got the little Hulk guy up there, okay? Watch it. I'm telling you. And this is on YouTube, okay? These are, every live is recorded and uploaded onto YouTube. So if you miss something, you can go back and watch it. But it's titled XRP Case Settlement Denied Altcoin Season ? Okay? You need to watch this live. This is everything. This is the answers to all your questions. And it breaks it down so detailed. You're never going to ask that question again. You're going to know and understand what is going on. So don't miss out on that, okay? I implore you. I implore you. All right, everybody, tap away. Tap away. Let's get to 20K likes and we'll get into the news. I'm wondering when Francesca is supposed to be here. Let me send her a reminder. She may have... So Francesca's supposed to be on the show in about 20 minutes. So let me make sure that she's ready to go and she's going to make it or whatever. I'll tell you what, a lot of creators cancel on me, and that's fine. I'll tell you who's been really consistent, though, is Josh. Anytime there's some good news for XRP, he does not skip a beat, man. I'll tell you what, though, I like the tombstone. The tombstone is legit. This is cool. How do you guys like the new little Discord thing? Right? Did you guys make sure you sign up for my Discord? And also, if you are having questions like when alt season, what should I be doing? How should I be trading? What should I do? All those questions, especially if you're new here, I recommend becoming a deluxe subscriber. Click the link. There's like a star. It's like down at the bottom here, okay? And it's a star with a circle around it. Click that link, become a deluxe subscriber, and I will coach you one-on-one. Nlock17 says, appeals withdrawn from Ripple. Did the SEC withdraw officially too? They will. The SEC will withdraw officially too, and they're going to split it up, okay? We're going to talk about it. I'm saving it for later because this is juicy. I know everybody wants to talk about it, but we got to have Josh on. Yes, the injunction stays. More than the injunction stays, but we're going to talk about it later. Maybe we should talk about it now. Jason, you want to come on the show as a guest and talk about it? Or anybody believe that XRP is going to the moon now? Anybody want to come on as a guest? Until Francesca comes on, if you guys want to talk about XRP, we can. Injunction means everything. What are you talking about? Nlock, come on. I need to hear it. Nlock, I need you to explain to me because I don't understand. Please explain it to me. Click the co-host. Let me see. They can sell it differently. Yeah, to retail. With family at the moment. All right. We're going to talk about it in a little bit, okay? But we can argue, okay? We can argue about this. I want to argue about it. I want you to prove me wrong, change my mind, make me bullish. I want to believe. Make me believe in the moon cheese and I will eat it all. Okay? Let me tell you something right now. I've got massive sideline bags right now. Massive. Convince me to buy your coin because I am gearing up to buy. All right? Convince me to buy what you're in already. Because whatever I buy is going to create a massive God candle. All right? My buy orders create FOMO. So, tell me what I should be buying. Convince me. Make me believe because I'm with the rest of the trillions of dollars that are sidelined right now. Okay? Make me believe. Bro, I have 100K to throw when you're ready, Oz. I know, right? I want to be bullish, man. I'll tell you what, the only one who has been minutely able to get me a little bit bullish are two people, okay? There are only two people that have got me sort of bullish, okay? And one is Mega Crypto, the other one is Cosmic Crypto, okay? Cosmic has done a better job, though. I'll tell you what, because Mega jumped on the bear train with me, all right? Cosmic is really, really working me hard, trying to get me to buy. XRP doesn't need an explanation. I need it. I need one. Tell me why it doesn't need an explanation. I have a lot of money, okay, that I don't want to lose. Why would I throw it at something that's make me believe, okay? My explanation is I don't want to go back to work. I like being retired. So you got to convince me. You got to convince me to buy your project. I'm leaning towards Solana. Kodak says Solana, but I can't convince you. Yeah, I pretty much convinced myself that Solana is going to be a decent one because everyone's memed out right now. Everybody's in the trenches. When altcoin season starts, they'll all jump into Solana and FOMO on it. They're all those memers are about the Solana, man. Okay? The memers are going to buy it up. And I mean, I get it. That's cool. Like, that's why I'm like, okay, there's a strong sentiment behind it. So make me believe in your project. I want to buy it. Okay? I want to buy. I feel like we're nearing the end of this bear cycle. I wouldn't even call this a bear cycle. I think we're ending this bearish trend. Okay? So convince me what I should be buying. Ripple just has to register the sell with the SEC now before selling it to institutions. Wrong again. The injunction is still in place. Al Roadkill, how you doing? Glad to see you, buddy. Solana can do everything XRP can and faster. I know, right? That's why I'm thinking Sol. SOL. You know what's another one that's I think is a sleeping giant is Polygon. I think Polygon's gonna get something out of this one. Appeal has been sent in as well. We don't need that appeal though. Who sent in an appeal? The SEC dropped the appeal? Is that what you're saying? First ever crypto media or social media platform. Pump Fun, right? I think Pump Fun is crypto social media. Yes, but for unregistered sales, my guy. Exactly. You think Polygon's dead? I'm wondering. You know, everyone's saying the same thing about NFTs, but I don't think they're dead either. I think they're sleeping giants. I think a lot of NFT projects are dead, but I think that they're going to NFT certain things like deeds to real estate and things like that. And those will be valuable because there'll be a deed to real estate and you'll own the deed to something and it'll be backed by a real world asset. That's why I think that when RWAs actually become functional, they're going to need NFTs. If they register, they can sell injunction stops, unregistered sales, different roles altogether. Jesse, can we get a fact check on that? Can Ripple register with the SEC and then the injunction just goes away? Let me know when you're ready to come on. I already know the answer to this, but let's get some actual factual backed information. The question is, or they say, if Ripple registers with the SEC, they can sell and the injunction stops unregistered sales, different route altogether. So they're saying if Ripple registers with the SEC, then they can sell to institutions. Can Ripple sell to institutions if the injunction is in place, even though if they register first? Institutions will buy from exchanges. Here's the thing, okay? I believe in XRP. I'm not afraid to say it. You know what? That's why I think it's still going to run, because everyone, let me tell you, I understand why. You need it to. A lot of people bought at $3 or more, and they're living on a hope and a dream, and it is the hope of, I put $100 or $1,000 into something and it's going to change my life. People need hope right now because the world is hopeless. So I get it. I don't want to crush your dreams and destroy your hopium. I get it. But at the same time, I want you to actually become wealthy. I can actually help you become wealthy without the hopium, because the hopium is going to break your heart. All right, Jesse, go ahead. Talk to me.
Okay, so the question that you're asking is that with the injunction still in place, are they still able to sell to institutions? Is that what you were asking?
Yes. Can they file with or register with the SEC, and then they'll be allowed to sell to institutions? And then the injunction becomes null and void.
As long as the injunction that's in place is permanent, until that is addressed, it prohibits Ripple, from selling XRP to any institutional, any deals, because it would be a violation of security laws. And so until that injunction is sorted out, they can't do anything. And if they try to sell, it is now a criminal matter.
So if they register the sale, does that bypass the injunction?
Give me 1 minute.
Yep. I think longer than 6 months, bro.
No, they cannot simply bypass it. And not only that, the judge told them very blatantly, until it is settled, the injunction stays and it will not be bypassed.
There's your answer. You can speculate all you want, but the proof is right there. It's been fact checked. So that is wrong. Nlock, I hate to break your hopes and dreams, but no. Man, we have fly. I don't know how the flies got in here. I don't know. I got the little bug zapper off of the TikTok shop right here, and it works, but the screens are so bright that they're not attracted to it. Now, when the lights go off, yeah, it's going off like crazy. I thought there was a fire yesterday, and it was literally a fly burning to death. It was a fly was on fire in this thing. That I literally grabbed the fire extinguisher. It's right here now. I was like, you know what? I'm keeping a fire extinguisher next to me because I'm literally sitting in a fire death trap right now. Okay, this room is wall to wall padded with flammable foam. Okay, and then insulated with more foam. If it does catch on fire, it will burn hot. It will burn hot. It will disintegrate bones. There won't be nothing left but a bead of glass. Flies can see the white, so they get a white fly swatter or hat and they go get real quick. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe I should. Do you think the blue would work better? The blue light? Maybe I put the blue light, it'll work. It's not as bright though. So I'm thinking that the white light is going to attract them better. Well, look I can see the one that got in here that just freaking got toasted. I can see where it just like caught on fire. He's toast. Toasty to the mosty. I think the bright. I think the bright. And you know, it's actually battery operated. I have it plugged in right now, so it can just run 24/7. It works like a lantern too, like when you go camping. So it'll get like the skeeters and stuff. I don't make any money off this thing, but it's actually good. I like it. And it has like an auto thing on it. So it'll auto shut off when the sun comes up. But I just leave it running 24/7 just to make sure that there's no flies in here. Because this is a small room. The studio is small. The mission control area is bigger. It's still a mess right now. It's still under construction. This is the only part of the studio that's actually completely finished. I just haven't had time to finish everything. Ken, thank you for the heart me and the 5 popular votes. Fredrum, thank you for the level up. Fredrum, thank you for the heart me. TikTok seller, thank you for the 10 roses. Nlock, thank you for the heart me. TikTok seller, thank you for the 14 roses. Big Baller with 83 Community Fest and Big Baller with a Sparks level up. Revolution, thank you for the 10 Community Fests. Cosmic Crypto backup. Yeah, that's not Cosmic Crypto, and do not contact them for investment assistance. They will wipe your wallet. It's already happening. What's already happening? What are you talking about? It's already happening. Talk to me, Goose. Talk to me. What's already happening? Are you still feeling pause about SXT? Heck yeah. But it could not take off until next year. Somebody's trying to come on. I'm going to accept it. Hello, good sir. Welcome to the Ledger Lounge. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm there. How you doing?
Good, good. What can I do for you today, sir?
What do you think about SRP price?
XRP price? What do you mean, what do I think?
Yeah,
I think it's too high. I think I want to buy it cheaper.
really?
Yeah, what do you think?
Since you say you're gonna buy it cheaper, that means I have to buy more.
I mean, it's gonna go up some. I think it goes up to about
Really?
220. Yeah, 220 and then back down. We'll get a nice golden arch um, pattern right here. Boom, and then back down to 190 and maybe lower.
So are you advising me to buy more?
I'm not advising you to do anything. This is my opinion. And I think I can only tell you what I see, okay? And the charts are telling me, okay, the charts are telling me that we're going to 220 and then back down to $2 to 190. And if we break 190, it's going down to 180, and then if it continues down from there, it's going to 175, and from there it would go down to 160, and then possibly 150.
Okay, that's great. That's great.
And I'll tell you what, it's still in a downward trend. Now, this is a descending channel. Maybe you want to call it a wedge, okay? Which means it should at some point break upward. But I think it comes down here to about 180 first, and that would be July 6th, 7th, July 4th, maybe. Thinking July 6th. It hits here, and then it breaks upward, and then it would go up to about 260. I'm thinking more like 250, but 260 at the most. So, did you have something you want to add to the show, or anything more than just TA? Because you can ask that in the chat, by the way. What are your thoughts on XRP?
SRP is a really good coin. I have about $1 million SRP. That's why I really need to know if I have to buy more or should I get more on Solana.
Well, what I would recommend is I can't do that on live, okay? I can't tell you that. But as a deluxe subscriber, you can message me directly and we can come up with a strategy based on your specific needs. Because everybody got in at a different point, okay? Everybody has a different amount they're holding. So if you want to deluxe subscribe, there's a little star down on the bottom here somewhere, and click that, become a deluxe subscriber, all right? And I can coach you one-on-one. You can message me directly after the show, and we'll go over all your information. I don't want to put it out here on the live, and I can't advise you. But what I can do is I can tell you what I think, and I can coach you in the right direction, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Right? So that's what I can offer you, is we can come up with a strategy that fits best with your specific situation, because everyone got in at a different price. Everyone's holding a certain amount. Everyone is in a different boat, you know? So what we will do is create a strategy for you, and this doesn't necessarily have to be on XRP. Whatever it is that you're interested in, I can do on-demand technical analysis for you. Whatever it is that your projects that you're looking for, you can message me. There's a lot of people actually, all right, and I can even help you with FOMO training, things like that. There's only two things you need to become a successful trader, okay? And
Okay.
the first thing that you need is you need a good strategy. All right. You need a strategy that works and that is going to make you consistently profitable. The second thing you need is control over your emotions. So when you have the goat in your court, okay, and the goat helping you, the goat can help keep you on track and help you control your emotions, help keep you reeled in. Kodak knows what I'm talking about.
Wow,
So
that's cool.
I would recommend it. I'll tell you what, there's no other creator that's going to give you one-on-one coaching for what I'm offering it for. It's only $9.99 a month. And it's going to pay for itself. Everyone that has it, that utilizes it and actually applies it, it's paid for itself, and they're going on vacations, they're remodeling their kitchens, they're doing all kinds of different crazy, amazing things. So that's what I would recommend for you.
Okay.
Sound good, buddy?
Yeah, you're good.
All right, man. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you so much.
No problem. I'll be
When we are done.
what's that?
Huh?
Oh, I was
I
gonna say
said when you're done on the live stream, then we can chat.
well, you got to deluxe subscribe. I only chat with deluxe subscribers. So there's a link
I
in
guess.
the chat, or just below the chat or next to it. It's the star with the little circle around it. You click that, click deluxe subscribe, and then you're on. And then I see you here, and I make a note, and you send me a message, and then we work on it together. So hopefully you take advantage of that. You know, you get out of it what you put into it. Okay. If you don't put anything into it, and it's not going to do anything for you. But if you reach out to me and you message me and you answer the questions that I ask you, we can come up with that strategy for you. Oh, he's back. All right, I'll bring you up one more time. One more time. Last question. What can I do for you? Do you have a question?
No.
Okay. Well, thank you for coming on the show. We're going to carry on now. But I recommend deluxe subscription, man. That's the best thing for you. Have a good one, man.
Okay, man.
All right. Where were we? Check rule 506B and C for Jesse, can you check that? Nlock17 just put it in the chat. It says check rule 506B and C for accredited investors institutions for selling XRP and registered with the SEC. Can you find out what that is and then fact check it and make sure that that's correct? Was that last guy perpetually washing a pan? I don't know, man. I don't know what he was doing. I think his laundry was going. Maybe. Maybe he was I don't know. Who knows? But I'll tell you what. If you got $1 million in XRP and you can't afford a $10 subscription, I don't know how to help you, man. I can't help you. And same thing. Someone reached out to me today and was like, "Hey, man, I need help. I need coaching." And I was like, "Okay, well, it's for deluxe subscribers. Become a deluxe subscriber." And he's like, "I don't have any money." And I was like, "What do you mean you don't have any money?" He's like, "I have no money to my name." And I was like, "Okay, well, you need money to invest." And I was like, "Do you have it like in other coins or something right now?" He's like, "No, I don't have any coins. I don't have anything. I don't know anything about crypto. I need you to teach me so that I can become rich." And I was like, "Okay, well, you have to have money to invest." Okay. So I was like, if you don't have $10 to pay me for a subscription, you don't have enough money to get rich, man. And I'm sorry, I want to help you, but you have to have capital. I said, I will give you this one for free. Go out and try to earn some money and put it aside and save it so that you can have something to invest. That's the best I can do for you, man. And he seemed a little disappointed, but I mean, I can only do so much, okay? I can't manifest capital for you to invest. I'm sorry. What's up, Danny? Danny Gibson, glad to see you. I guess Francesca's not coming on the show today. I don't know. It's only 10 minutes after. Maybe she's mad at me for the whole dead daddy thing. I'll tell you what, she messaged me and was like, hey, can you give me a list of questions and everything you're going to ask me? And I was like, well, I was really just going to wing it with you. And I wanted to talk about your experience in crypto and that. I was like, I don't want to talk about White Rock or anything like that, you know? I was like, I just want to talk. And maybe that, I don't know. Armando A extended his subscription for 3 months. Thank you, Armando. Appreciate you. Make sure that if you do subscribe, that you are reaching out to me and asking me questions and giving me, you know, I don't need your information like your keys or anything, but I need to know what you're holding, you know, how much you got in, you know, stuff like that. I need information, okay, so that we can set up a strategy for you. I can't just put a blanket thing on everybody. Everyone is different. So that's how it works. You get out of it what you put into it. Neo, thank you for the marvelous confettis ×2 and bumping up to level 17. Make sure you guys click the little banner up here. It's the what is it? The Heart Me Festival or something like that. There's a little banner up here. Okay, it's got like a heart TikTok thing going on. You click that and you can send me votes. Vote for me, guys. If you love this show and you love me and you love XRP or you love the Ghost or you love the Tombstone something, if you love HelloFresh, okay, click that, send me votes. You can send more than one. I think you can send like 20, 30, who knows? Like you can, and it's free. It's free to send those votes. And so send those for me. Help me out. That does help with the algorithm as well. Where do you see XRP headed in the next couple weeks? I think in the next couple days, we go to 220 and then back down to about $2 minimum, and then we'll see from there. Maybe 190 to maybe 160 at the lowest, somewhere in there. And we'll have to kind of just see as it goes. But what I'll be doing is looking for the right entry point. I think my limit order is set at 163 right now. Crypto trading investment, how you doing? Good to see you. Well, shoot. I thought Francesca was coming on the show today. So I didn't prepare a lot of news or anything. Let me see if I can get Josh on here. Let me pull up Discord. Could you chart Ethereum, please? Wanted some confirmation. I'll tell you this right now. Ethereum's a diamond top. Ethereum is a diamond top. I can't remember how to send a phone call again. I don't know if he's on. Here we go. There we go. Let's see if he answers. There's Francesca. Oh, you thought it was one more hour? Okay. I almost replaced you. let me send you a request. All right, request sent. I was about to be sad. I was like, Francesca's not coming. I was like, I thought for sure she was coming. I was all upset right now. I almost cried. Hi, Francesca.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. Chat, can you guys hear Francesca, or do I need to turn up the volume? Go ahead and